You're in tune to the Powerhouse. You're in tune to the Powerhouse
Jumping on
Radio,
the fish.
linking the world to the Caribbean. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Victorious 89.1 WAKP. Your unity in the community station.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show found on the Powerhouse radio station can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
One Bottle Kia full range of products embodies fundamental nutrients necessary to maintain beautiful and healthy hair care without having to combine an assortment of hair care products. The One by One Care products are designed to rejuvenate, moisturize, create shine, fortify, and stimulate hair growth while leaving your hair feeling weightless and luxurious. Be sure to visit our website at www.onebywankaya.com and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at One by One Kia. Let's get your healthy hair care journey started today. The Kingston Firm provides superior legal service in the areas of family law, child welfare law, general legal services, and mediation by keeping convenience of the clients at the forefront. The Hinkson Firm's goal is to eliminate the stress of an already intense situation in your life by coming directly to your workplace and or a location close to your home for consultation, meetings, and mediation. The Hinkson Firm customizes legal attention based on the needs of each client while treating every client with the dignity and respect they deserve, while fighting strongly and fiercely for justice and their legal rights. The Hinkson Firm can be reached at 470-499-4704.
Well. You and you. Oh la la, oh la 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 la, oh la la, oh.
What is going on? What's going on, people? What's going on, Massive and Crew? As we kick it off with another segment of Reasoning Thursdays. Make sure that you already got your cup, you know your drink and your pad to and your pen to write your notes and all of these things. Alrighty, because it is Reasoning Thursdays, full of information with yours truly, Lady D, Mama Asid, Queen Darespecta, and our hot topics: mental health, changes, changes between cash. Do you prefer cash or plastic? All right. We touch a little bit on religion because we're focusing on, why Black folks are is living in the past and not in the future, and also we have Jamaica on top 10 crime. Yeah. Can you answer this question? Is Jamaica the pass through for drugs? Well, we definitely want to know. We definitely gonna reason on that, and we're definitely gonna let you get a play in that too. How about that? And what about the changes in culture of politics? Yeah, we have it all here on Reasoning Thursdays. today. So share the links and tell a friend and a family member that we're happy that they can join us. All right. So just go on and invite them. We want to send big shouts to the Victorious 89.1 FM family. Big ups to yourself. Also, our listen in live. If you don't have internet and so on, or you know someone who don't, just send them over to 667-930-9036. They could definitely listen in live and direct through that. They won't miss a telephone call, nothing like that. So tell them to log on in that way. Or if you have the TuneIn apps, check us on the TuneIn apps. All righty. Yes. So it's all about Reasoning Thursdays. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mama, I'm Queen. Mama Acid, you want to say hello to the listeners? Mama Acid, you're muted. Yes.
Not muted anymore. I don't know. Mine I cut off.
Okay. Mama Acid, you want to say hello to your listening audience?
Bless up, world. We're sorry it's smoky, but there are some irresponsible people who just don't know how to treat the earth.
Ooh. Queen, you want to say hello to the listening audience?
Hey, everyone. Thanks again for tuning in to Listening Thursday. I think we have some things cooking for you guys. So just sit back, listen, and participate. We really need your participation. Thank you much.
And we definitely have the one man in that is stand up strong enough between the woman them. The respecter. You want to say hello to the listeners? The respecter. You get shy. The respecter. We can't hear you.
No, man, I'm here.
All right.
Welcome, people. Enjoy this moment. And I hope that every day gets better and better for Jamaicans everywhere. And
Uh,
those who suffer outside of Jamaicans everywhere. Welcome. Enjoy the show.
all right. All right. Well, we have a host of topics here, reasoning topics here. And so where would we start? Where are we going to start, ladies and gents? We have mental health and some of the things that were proposed to discuss in mental health was a lady that shot through the door and killed her neighbor. And we have here if we have what else we have? Jamaica, the is it the pass through drugs? We also have Mama Acid. There was a topic that you were bringing up um, that you wanted to discuss within mental health, and
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
about the funeral director killing people at the funeral of a 10-year-old girl who was killed in a drive-by shooting.
okay, all right. So Mama Acid wanted to bring that in the
And
picture.
and
You
yeah,
also
and we want to talk about our prime minister, if he's crazy or what, or if the whole cabinet is going crazy. What's going
Yeah.
on?
so so where we're starting, we're gonna go ahead and kick it off with mental health, or do you all want to go on why black folks is saying living in the past and not focus on the future? And also in the topics is the smoke that's going on right now, the smoke that's coming from Canada. Where we want to start, ladies and gents?
Queenie?
How about you, the respecter? Um, uh, you want to kick it off with you had said you had reasoned on with us on something about a Caucasian white lady on religion and black folks living in the past and not focus on
Yeah,
the
it was.
future. You want to touch
Yeah,
that?
it was. Yes, it's all over the internet where this lady is basically conducting a class full of mixture of people, and she just decided, she's trying to. reach those who will listen and believe what she believes by ripping up the Bible and saying that we're holding ourselves back and can't move forward because it was set in the book, and the book is misleading to a lot of people, mainly black people. And there's too many things really happening in life that we could be reminiscing on, like Dr. King, Marcus Garvey, people who we know, but the book character them, we don't really know them. Nobody know them really, and that's how she has said, let's start fresh, educate each other, be there for
She's
each
a
other.
white supremacist. You left that part out.
Well, well, what she's doing seems to be for everybody. I hope not. And we do have a black one like that, but they dismissed him a while back. So she's not the first one to do that. Black people have done that, but they get dismissed. Because truthfully, we are in the book and not realize people we know who actually marched for us, died for us. So we all know that and believe that there is a creator. But all the white supremacists, the Romans, teach black people, actually force us to teach black toward this world, make us slave minded, weak and afraid. While them a live freely and be happy and do all kind of these things, and we being fearful, thinking this God is gonna strike us certain things or do certain things. And it's not so. So I know there's a lot of people out there who question the book, who don't believe everything they read and hear, and their heart telling something different. I think we all should lean to our understanding, because it makes no sense that I should not lean onto my own understanding after I read something or listen to something. So why would God tell mankind not to lean onto his own understanding? And I'm like, that's not God.
Can I ask a question, the respecter?
Certainly.
Before you ask the question, let's big up Donna Moody. Big up yourself, Donna. I missed you folks last week as well. Donna says good evening to all.
Big up
Big up,
God.
Donna.
Yes, and she also said missed you last week, Lady D. I did. I wasn't here to keep order, Donna. They had a free reign, Donna. They got to get out of jail free card last week.
No,
What happened? Donna, you didn't get to call in, huh, hon? Listen, you need to talk to Lady D. Tell her don't be absent anymore.
Well, when
it
we
was
all need to.
good. You
So,
did a
so
good
Mama
job on
Acid,
that.
you had a question, Mama Acid. You said you was gonna ask a question to the respecter.
Yes. I want to know what version of the Bible she was using and why did she select that version to believe that it was the absolute truth?
Well, that part I didn't catch, but she started from the front, which is Genesis, and she started with to the back, which is Revelation. And she was just saying, I'm sick of this. And, you should be sick of this too, because I don't see how this is helping people. Because a lot of people understand and realize that you're praying and you're praying and you're praying. And what you're praying for, somebody is hearing you. And somebody have that which you need to answer that prayer. But then think God himself is going to snap a finger or I'll make a miracle work for you right there. And I say, work. If that's how it works, you wouldn't send Moses to meet Pharaoh, confront Pharaoh. You wouldn't send people here and there. You know, it's us. We're supposed to bless each other. So if you hear a prayer and you have, if it's for money and you can't give somebody else without it, or if it's a doctor and you can't help somebody get better, that's where you answer prayers. And I got himself of a snapping finger. That's what I see. So she has said the book is misleading because people keep reading it and teaching it, and people still suffering. They still having war and hatred and all that's going on still. And some are blaming upon God, some are blaming upon the devil. So it's confusing, it's contradictory. So I don't know if a lot of people going to gravitate to her, but some will. But
Well, you know
where
why I
she
asked? Which version of the Bible she was using?
No, he
King
said
James,
He said he don't.
he said he
The
doesn't.
book of King James.
The book of King James. Okay. Now, as with I'm going to try to touch that. I don't know how good I'm going to do, but um persons will say now things that have happened in the Bible, things that is written in the Bible is happening, has happened, and is happening, based off the book of Revelations. So if she says that, and then with the question why I think Mama Acid is asking even why what version is because they it is. It is alleged, and people say that King James Bible was tweaked to how he wanted it to sound and to be. And then I would look at it and say there are so many Bibles, around, and but if a one ever compared them and see how far off each one is from the other, or if each of these Bible is somewhat similar, um what she
Yeah,
lead not.
yeah, they've been compared. That's why there's concordance of the Bibles,
Yeah,
so that you'll
since
know.
since she's saying she was referring to lean not onto your own understanding, right? Because that's what you said, right? The respecter.
Yeah, she was
So
freestyling at some point, but then she was hitting
eh,
topics of the Bible that wasn't really making sense to people who are suffering and still, for instance, you practice giving love all your life and caring for people, but then you having it the worst.
okay, and
So
maybe when it says lean not unto your own understanding is because certain things are so complex that some of us don't understand, but
no, no.
the
The thing is, like with Jehovah Witness, though, they want you to just go along with what they feel and believe. And the Seventh Day Adventists now, they strongly believe in Saturday, not to work. And even this morning, I had a discussion with a lady that I just said to her, now imagine Saturday morning now, you drive into church and you run out of gas, so you get a flat. The person who's going to come fix your flat or get you to the gas station, you have to be working, right? So, she listened. I just let her know it's a choice. God for him rest. You know what you for rest and I work. People have to work every day. Fireman, police, you and I. So I make it seem like, what God said for him was supposed to be for you as well. No, you don't know position to have to take off on Saturday. Makes sense, I don't know.
Okay, you know what the Sunday law is?
I read that book. That's one of the books that I read.
Okay, so you know she's teaching the Sunday law.
Well, like I said earlier, everything that is switch up and change up, put in and take out was done right around when Lincoln decided that he's going to free slaves. And then realized now black people is going to have the power to read and write and learn. So they start panic and they start to manipulate and take away what was designed for us and give us what they want us to have because they don't want black people to start rebel back on them now. So what them do to the slaves? So they protect themselves by put the fear factor in the books and give it to us. But now more and more I find it out that it was a manipulation to keep us grounded. And if you think about it, it's a training that's done every day where the blacks are trained to kill the blacks and the whites are trained to kill the blacks. And every race is trained to damage the blacks. And the blacks are damage the blacks. So what is it about the black? Why everybody must damage the black? And the blacks can come and see and look and realize that, no, man, we have to change this. Marcus Garvey tried to find it out, but nobody will listen. And everybody's afraid to go in a different direction where the Bible is concerned. People want you to believe 100% of the Bible. And the only person really living the Bible is the government, scientists. They're the one bringing forth revelation. It's not revelation revealing itself. It's those who have the power bringing it to life. That's why Haiti is so rated and certain part of Africa. And now Jamaica go through it, turning each other against each other. So step by step, now we have no control over Psalms. Why would God listen to me, fight against those who fight against me? Who am I? And the whole world is saying, God fight against those who fight against me. And we are reading all this, not saying all the book is wrong. I love Proverbs. I love Proverbs and Isaiah.
So how could you
But
believe? How could you believe or in Proverbs, but you don't believe in the rest of the Bible, or you don't
because
gravitate to the rest of the Bible, or
Proverbs
Proverbs is just yeah. Go ahead, answer that question.
Proverbs is a teaching. You know, it's not prejudice. It teaches you that yeah, your son is gonna a foolish child is gonna be a bit and his father. And it's told you at the same time, Father, don't provoke your child to wrath. So you don't it's not one sided. Teach you um actually how you're supposed to treat mutually treat each other. And a lying tongue is abomination to God and so on and so forth. Adulterous behaviors and all the things that some of us live without reading the book and knowing the book. We just naturally live in that life.
Queen got cut off.
So it seems like some people who wrote the book were really ordained by God. Certain books of the Bible were really ordained by God. And that's why they say 18 books of the Bible was removed to bring forth the New Testament. Now, the New Testament is all about Jesus. So they say that the 18 books was what we were supposed to have for the knowledge to live and better each other. So,
Okay, now I got another question. Why would those 18 books be so much more important?
because now it's gonna show the slaves who've been through hell and more how to bounce back, what God actually want them to know for their generation, for black people, and why they went through what they went through at the hands of the Romans, the oppressors, cooking for them, cleaning for them, raising their babies, teaching their babies, their children.
What's changed?
Right.
What's changed?
What changed? What changed? Lincoln came along. That's the only thing that really changed. Lincoln came along, and
No, it's still going on today. I'm saying this is still going on today. So I'm asking what changed because I don't understand how this could be something that generation to generation, the same programming still works.
the law
That's what
changed.
the woman was saying. For all these generations, y'all been following the same thing that you know doesn't work. So why are you still following it? I've seen the video too, and then that was my impression of how it went.
It's,
I didn't
it's
get to see it.
here.
Yeah.
It's teaching of our people, and it's happening in the police forces throughout this world. And kid you not, it happens in the police forces mainly. Black chief is not alleged. It's actually doing. We heard it on video. How does the mother of a white cop? Oh, we're not trained to kill our own. We're trained to kill blacks. That's something that's on the internet. That man is arrested and locked away. You didn't know his body cam was fixing all that.
So this is actually a reiteration of a programming that people have received from generation to generation since they've been more or less forced into what uh enslavement by white folks. I mean, I just will have to say it that way because that's absolutely what it is. But this is the same thing that was happening in Egypt. And you got to remember that the stories of Egypt are about slavery also and revolution. And one of the books that I read quite recently talked about how the scrolls, some of them would never be found because they disintegrated. So whomever
Remember,
actually arranged these, put them in the order that they wanted them in. That's what King James did. He left out the ones that were not relevant to his program.
remember, black folks was capturing black folks to give to white folks. So black people helped to enslave black people, kill black people, and they're still doing it. So it's
Okay,
what we're
can
talking.
I can we stick to the Bible thing that we're talking about? Because if we go off into that, we're going to kill the rest of the show, and we're going to be on this for the next 3 weeks. I already feel it, and I want to just say it now because
That,
if we're gonna take it up as a challenge, I'm ready for it. But I don't think everybody want to hear me get up on my historical stool because I will.
that is, but that is perfect because remember, like I said earlier, it was not until Lincoln, the whole continent of Africa was not allowed to even write something on a piece of paper. Anywhere black people was.
We really need to explore this more, but we can't do it now. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm making an executive decision over the entire show. And forgive me for doing that. And the reason I'm doing it is if we're gonna discuss this, Lady D, can we add this to the list of things that are coming up in the next segment, which will be this fall? Because quite frankly, this is not something we can handle this summer. We
No,
really need to put this in the fall where we can make it a whole segment.
listen.
Oh,
That's bringing us right back to
To
religion,
religion.
and we spent one time we spent almost 4 months on
On
religion.
religion.
We spent a total of 2 years on religion, Lady D, because you shut me down at one point because I was making preachers refuse to come on the show anymore.
Listen, this the religion topic is an
it's a
extensive
tough
topic.
one. It's a tough one.
Yeah, because we even went as far as to not just we did religion, we did the Bible, we did different religions,
We had guests that
Rastafari,
came
we
on.
had Muslim, we had different guests that came on and talked
Yeah.
about it. So I kind of had summed up the entire religion um conversation as to say, um we all agree that there is a force that is more powerful than men, that is higher than men.
Absolutely.
And we
Absolutely.
had summed it up that when it's all said and done, we all are, if we want to take out all the middleman, we're all talking about God. How whatever you all want to call it, Buddha, whatever you all want to call it.
The Most High Creator.
Yeah, whatever you want to call, we understand that there is a being higher than men, you know. And if we want to take it up, yeah, I would think that would be the end of the close to the end of the year again, because we have so much stuff that are going on right now. And it's not a topic that we could do 5 minutes. I mean, like,
No, we can't even do one show. This is like weeks. We have to invite people to come in.
you know
We
what?
gotta do research, and I have research, but I don't wanna cloud everybody and every other topic with throwing all the stuff in because I got all the history.
From that religion topic, we we branched off into humane and human, and we branched off into aliens, and
And
we branched
women.
off
Hmm.
into so many different topics from this
Yeah.
one topic of religion. So this topic is so diverse. It's a real huge topic. So yeah, we'll have to sit and have a meeting and you know try to put that together. But
Are we
move
gonna have to apologize? Are we gonna have to am I going to have to apologize to the prophet and also the bishop? And can I get Andrew to please bless me again?
well, anyway,
No,
we're
no,
gonna
no.
move on from that topic respectfully. The
Yes,
respecter. Is that okay?
yes,
All right.
yes, yes.
All righty, cool. So let's move on. Are we gonna touch Jamaica? How about we touch cash and plastic? The conversation of cash and plastic, not just in that's been very publicized with Jamaica and you know, wholeness making announcements and twist and words were twisted, have been twisted or misunderstood or corrected, or however we have cash versus plastic. I don't like that entire concept.
But
I,
that's what it is.
I like the concept of both, that we're being able to utilize both um, cash and plastic.
No, no, they can't allow free economy.
The thing is, why does the conversion of cash and plastic applies to Jamaica? Why Jamaica has to follow everything that everybody else do?
Well, it's
That's what
being,
I'm saying.
Ooh, she said follow fashion monkey.
I would say
Think
something that all of the countries eventually is going to do, and a lot of them
eventually,
is
but
discussing.
right now Jamaica has so much other pressing issues.
Most
I
definitely.
mean, issues that are so pressing that people can't even eat. How the hell they be able to afford plastic? Some people can't even
Right.
eat.
And it's
Like
not
this woman was
necessarily,
saying, if I pick 3 mangoes off the tree, I don't have any dinner, and I pick 3 mangoes off the tree to sell, right? She said, how will I convert that into plastic? Some of them they don't have the education to even do that. I mean, come on now.
But what happens to the marketplace when they do that? Because it destroys the marketplace, like she just said, because of fiat currency. And if you don't have any control over the economy recreating itself, then the economy is stagnant, quite basically.
Okay.
so why do you all
Well,
think
let's set up.
the push is being put pushed for the conversion?
Because they're
Que-
following America. America is the leader in
Queen,
in these policy making, right?
queen,
And
queen.
Jamaica tend to want to follow. Yeah, go on, sugar.
Ask the question about who is behind it. First, explain the history, please, because I want you to explain how it happened.
Okay,
As compact as possible.
as compact as possible. Let me tell you something. Our prime minister is involved in a lot of under the table dealings. There are lots of dealings going on that are under the table that maybe some of his parliament members don't even know about. He's on a get rich scheme. That's what him and his wife,
And
Juliet,
and
that's what
and it's
they're on.
alleged. And it's
They-
alleged. Or you
It's
feel like,
okay to do
or
that,
you feel
but
like.
not at the expense of your country. These people that you're supposed to be in charge of, that means taking care of, not at their expense. You shouldn't be doing this. I mean, right now, his wife
So tell
even
me, Queen, whose
mhm,
expense should it be done at?
whose expense it should be on.
Yeah, whose expense?
It should be on there. I mean, come on now, that lady D. You build your business, right? Did you go to anyone to build your business? Didn't you get together with your children or whoever and build your business by yourself? Why can't Jamaica build these things by themselves? Why they always have to have another country coming in and dictating to them what to do and what not to do? That's how the Chinese came in. That's how the Mexicans came in. I mean,
Okay, okay. Queen, take a deep breath.
I because I was going to say,
you know,
when you say build, the country survives and builds off of the taxes that the citizens of that country pays. So when things are
supposed to.
going to be built, is going to be built on the back of the citizens. But what ought to be taken into consideration by these politicians, by the prime minister, things as such, is that give my citizen a break. Let me not make things so difficult and so
Okay,
expensive for for the citizens that hired me to do
yeah.
a job. You
But
see what I'm
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
hey,
It's kind of facetious, but it's important.
Okay, go ahead,
they're
Asid.
taking the money away from the citizens, and they're putting them in overseas
In
accounts.
their personal accounts.
So,
Okay, so the respecter, I want to ask you, as a man, would you want to work with in the same office as your wife if you were in business with your wife?
No.
If you were a criminal, and I'm not accusing you of criminality, and I'm not asking you to be a criminal. I'm just saying if you were a criminal and if you had to think like a criminal, which would be very difficult for you because you're not a devious person. If you were a criminal, say for 5 minutes, would you go and do criminality with your wife because you know she can't testify against you in the court?
No, I wouldn't.
okay.
Would that interfere with your family relationship if you and your wife was in business and also in criminality together?
First of all, I would be in a different country and they'd be in a different country because the safety would not be good. So it would make
Well,
sense that
that's
I would have my loved ones close to me or with me
mm,
in those type of
put in them
situations.
situations. Yeah. Well, that's what
But
I'm saying.
but
This,
what about the people who feel like all the other people need to pay for them to have their loved ones close to them and buy them expensive, 5 and $10 million US bulletproof limousines and clothes like that suit and the overcoat. The overcoat costs $10,000 and the suit jacket is $5,000 because
So
it's bullet resistant.
okay, can we eventually get back to cash versus plastic?
But that's what we're talking about, how he's using the country's money. So that's why I asked the respecter if from a male viewpoint.
youth. Yes.
So he said no. As a man, he wouldn't do it. So I want to go back to Queen and say, doesn't it sound strange? And now we're gonna ask Lady D. Doesn't it sound strange that all of a sudden you and your husband work for the same company, and then all of a sudden y'all set up a side business that does what the company y'all work for does? Ooh, isn't it strange?
Okay.
They sound like preachers.
All right. Oh,
Oh Lord, he went there.
honing all these properties. They're building these.
Holiness.
Hey, let me tell you, and cannot show where the money's coming from because right now, everybody's asking, where did you get that
Drug
money
dealing.
to purchase this $8 million property? Where did you get the money from on your salary?
Ooh.
Way we can look and see how crooked these people are and what is really going on, And Jamaicans need to open their eyes and look. You don't need anyone to really. tell you. Just look and see.
Okay, where's the cash in plastic, Lady D? You want me to throw it at you right now?
Right now.
Uh,
Everything in Jamaica that is now paper is owned by the World Bank. And in order to account for it, the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund has delivered the news to Jamaica that they will give any further money in the form of plastic credit, which means that they have to convert the currency to plastic in order to pay people who work for the government. And in order for people who are not a part of the government, they have to sign up in order to become part of the whole card industry. And who controls the card industry? Da 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 da, the Chinese.
All right.
And who makes it all liquid? Oh, that would be the Mexicans. So
Okay.
they showed us 2 weeks ago here in America how they're doing it. And we have discovered that their formula works all over the world. They found out in California that the Chinese
One
and the
moment.
Mexicans
Mama asked to finish, then you jump in. Go ahead.
The Chinese and the Mexicans are in business together. And what are they selling in America? Their biggest product is da 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 fentanyl. Where does it come from? China. And who is doing the importation? Mexico.
through
Okay.
Jamaica.
Yes.
All of this is alleged.
No, it's been proven. It's in the newspapers.
Now, you know I have a thing with that. And I would go into it further after the show. But not because the newspapers print something means that it's true. It all is there's lots of newspapers that's retracts. That's why we here at the Powerhouse Radio make sure that we always say it's alleged.
Well, this time we don't have to say that because it's already been proven, and people are charged and in jail for it. That's how we know it because they didn't want anybody to know before they put them in jail.
Well, that is awesome. And now you came with the full information that people have been charged for this.
Yes,
Chinese and Mexicans and bringing in fentanyl and it going through Jamaica. And that was one of the topics is Jamaica the pass through for drugs.
Guess what we found out?
and we're finding out that it
What's
is.
going on?
From,
Let go ahead, Queen.
yeah, what I'm saying is that we're now finding out. It's been on the news. The Jamaican J News. It's been on there that this is going on, and right now their question. It gets to the point now where even the reporters who was on the prime minister's side, they're now speaking out because they're questioning this too. They want to know what is going on, what's happening. Why is it that you have victim services that are not being introduced to these folks in Jamaica? You understand what I'm saying? So there's a lot of under the rug things going on in Jamaica. There's so many things, and this man is eating up the money that Jamaica have slowly but surely. You see what I'm thinking? And then he talk about strengthening approach.
So
Strengthening approach to what?
so who is
But why
supposed to let me
why
ask
they
a
so
question.
quick to
Whom is
why they so
supposed
quick?
to keep whom is supposed to make these people government accountable? There's no one to make the government in Jamaica accountable for all of this fraud, thievery.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to answer.
The
I got my hand up. Can you see me?
PM,
yeah,
the
go ahead, Acid,
opposition.
and then the respecter wanted to say something. I hear him in the background.
Me and Queen are going to do it, but the respecter said he was going to help us out too.
Okay.
I was saying, why they so freaking greedy for more and more money? How much power do they want for? I don't see people suffering left and right. I don't understand.
Uh-oh. The
It's all
respecter getting upset, y'all.
it's all about a conscience, and they don't have any.
They don't know their conscience.
It's greed and conscience.
No conscience, none.
And then they're gonna go
Not
to
just
people.
not just conscience, Spectre, but they don't care about the people. You don't care about your own people. That's what's bothering me.
He
Not you were put into this position by the people because you promised them X, Y, and Z. If you go back and listen to all his conferences and his press conferences, you'll see what he's saying about how he's there for the people, and he's gonna make sure that the Jamaican people get what they deserve. And
Boyaka!
now he's going back on his words. That's a liar. And I don't care. I'm gonna say it's not alleged. He's a liar.
Yeah, it's been confirmed in the press too.
I think he's been threatened.
By who? Juliet?
I think he's been threatened.
Who else could threaten him but Juliet?
Who you think is threatening?
The Chinese, Canadians.
The Chinese don't know what Juliet know. Juliet know where his dirty laundry is at. She also know where the bones is buried.
And that's why she's not talking. You see, she don't come out and say anything lately. I saw her on some of the clips where her mouth was running like crazy. That's like 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And now, all of a sudden, she's quiet. She won't respond to anything that is being said or done out there.
So
She doesn't want to be brought into court when they put him in the dock.
Acid, you were going to just lost my train of thought because I was reading something. You were going to confirm something. Oh my gosh. And I didn't write it down. Anyway, one of a question came in. Did you hear that Trump is indicted?
Yes, we told you that. We told you that the federal indictment was coming down and that we expected it last week, but it came this week.
Okay. No. That was a question that came through. So
yeah, the federal indictment with Jack Smith has come through and he has been arrested and charged. So he has 2 mugshots out there somewhere.
Okay, we're gonna have to get more in depth. We're not touching that tonight, but we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that next time.
That's another discussion.
Yeah.
But I found out something really juicy. If y'all want to hear something juicy,
no.
Please, can I please tell it?
You said if we want to hear it, and we said no.
But it's so juicy. It's just sliding out my mouth. My lips are just watering.
Right, go ahead, Miss Juicy.
Is it about the plastic?
Nope. It's about cash.
Real quick, Acid. Real quick, and then
discussing.
we're gonna move on to the next topic. Go ahead.
It was confirmed by Melania Trump's lawyer this week that she renegotiated her prenup with Donald Trump for her son Barron.
Mm-hmm.
She pushed it up
Back to Russia.
over to $500 million.
And
It was at 100 for her and 200 for him. It is now 500 for him. When he turns 19 years old, that money comes out of Donald Trump's trust fund and goes into Barron Trump's trust fund. And guess where Barron Trump's trust fund is located?
where?
Germany.
Germany? Oh, I thought it was Switzerland. Okay.
No peasants. His account is in Germany. That's where he spent those 3 weeks last year in the summer when he was on vacation. He was learning German because he speaks German and French, and they said he's going to learn Japanese next. Yeah, I've been studying Barron Trump.
Okay.
They
So
plan making the next
so
president?
So let's wrap
But
this.
anyway, let's go.
Let's wrap this. So for one of the reasons that we feel, or it's alleged that Andrew Holness is trying to convert to plastic is because the IMF Bank is World Bank is letting them know they're only distributing money in that fashion. Correct?
Right, because they want to have track of it.
Okay.
Oh,
All righty. So for you can go on and you can research that yourself, but that
Yep, you can go to Jamaica's profile under the IMF and the World Bank, worldbank.gov.
okay. So that's where you all could go, Jamaica profile and worldbank.gov, and
Yep,
you can always verify because we always want to make sure that you can verify whatever
yep.
information.
You should look it up. You should also look it up in Das Spiegel. They did a whole article on it. You can convert it from German into English just by pressing the button up there, the little American flag. And then also, it was also in the Financial Times, which was kind of surprising to me, but it was in discussions about Jamaica leaving the Commonwealth, which is something else we were talking about.
Yes.
yeah.
Right. But we're
Yeah.
not going there today. So the question.
I was talking to this white guy this morning in my list for my physical therapy, and some of the things that he was saying, I was listening to him, and it's not just us, who's concerned about what's going on with this plastic thing. I mean, everybody, well, most people are in tune, educated people, they're in tune to what's going on and they're questioning it. Because he was saying that, well, he said his father's liberal, so he said it doesn't matter to him. But he's saying that he is concerned about that because he's a people's person and he feels that everyone should be able to have justice in any country, and you should be able to live freely, and go where you want to go and do what you want to do within that country. And he's saying he can't understand what is going on with this paper, with this plastic. How can the country function with this plastic when there's so many people that are underprivileged in these countries? Um, are they taking them into consideration? Are they just thinking about the upper class? Because there won't be any middle class, pretty soon. It's just going to be rich and poor. So,
Well,
like he's saying, and he sounded passionate about it. He's supposed to
I
be listening to our program tonight,
okay.
and he's real passionate about that. Because he said he can't understand what is going on. Why are they doing this? Why is it necessary for
Well,
them to do this?
I believe that, and then we're gonna wrap and go on to our next reasoning is that
Okay.
there is going to be an underground market, and that's
Mhm.
why a lot of persons months ago was encouraging persons to go and get cash out of the
Okay.
of bank and starting to have cash on hand, find
Mhm.
somewhere to stash some cash and things like
Mhm.
that, because there's going to have to be an underground market in trade.
Yeah. Yeah.
I may plant a tomato, and my neighbor over there don't have money on the card, and she may have some
Mhm.
cash, and then we make that fair exchange. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's going to help with with as much retail. That's why I feel like maybe a lot of things are going to have to go backwards, such as people learning how to farm for themselves, and learning how to make things for themselves, and
Mhm.
in order to suffice that underground market that's going to be necessary for cash. But
True.
But here's a possibility, lady.
uh-huh.
There's a possibility that because the government is sitting on so much cash from drug dealers, that now that they can turn that into plastic, who's gonna have the plastic from the
You're
police?
asking the bank.
What this was? Hmm? Whose name go up?
Remember who backs the bank?
Government.
And what about people like El Chapo, who they say had billions sitting in warehouses?
It doesn't matter because it's confetti.
That's why I said it's going to be a need for an underground, something underground, where people are
It's a
going to
legal criminal.
exchange. Yeah, people are going to privately exchange money, and yeah, I really think so. So, next topic on the list, man, we already hit. For those who are just joining us, we've touched the topic of cash versus plastic. We also spoke on a white lady that did a video in regards to religion and black folks living in the past and not focusing on the future. Well, a question was posed. Do you think if more blacks buy guns, they will finally put gun control into effect? Do you all think that?
Nah.
That's what
Historically speaking, in California, that's when it happened because before that, when the Black Panther Party showed up on the steps of the state capitol in Stockton, that was when they came up with gun control in California because before that, they didn't have gun control at all.
But right now, can black people can buy guns, purchase guns if needed to.
It's
yeah,
not guns. It's not guns. It's ammunition.
Black,
I mean,
black people don't need to buy no more
black
guns.
people is
Black people
not
have more than
buying
enough guns.
enough. Where I don't think that black people have the masses of ammunition that white people have at this time. And I think that
Right.
is where the question kind of sort of is even coming from. I feel
Remember,
is that
I mean,
if they already panic for was it what crack at one time was something for the poor black folks, and then when it started to become popular in the white community, they found a way to curb it though, so everything that they don't want um for us to have control, should I say control? I don't think that statement go right. um I think that if more black people start buying more ammunition, I think they'll start to worry on what exactly is the black what exactly is the melanated people planning.
but remember, black forces in every area throughout this world is having guns dumped on them to sell on the street. So these gun owners and gun companies are dumping a lot of guns
Yeah,
in
but
black
those
neighborhoods.
are little pie guns, and those are a little bit of um ammunition that they go into the store and buy. We talking, man.
Assault
I would
rifles,
say,
some of.
yeah, I'm thinking like some big dog kind of stuff, like and the individual who posed the question, you can text me and let me know if I'm saying what you're trying to say. But I think if we start buying ammunition in masses, people will get nervous.
You remember when the black group marched in Stone Mountain and they had their assault rifles?
They
I
got
don't know their
yeah,
names.
nervous.
that
They
was
got
bad.
nervous. They did get
That was
nervous.
yes.
So, Queen, you want to touch that real quick, and then Mama asked it, and then we move on from that question that was posed. Go ahead.
Okay. I really, really don't think that will ever happen because the government will not allow that to happen because they know that black folks can get real tyrant. So they're not going to do that. They're not going to allow it to be legal that way. They will not. And I don't think we need any black folks to have any more guns than they already have. They're killing off each other. They're not. I mean, that's what they're doing with it, killing each other. So what's the purpose? It's just a few militant men you might find that will stand up with a machine or a rifle or whatever you and say, listen, I'm defending my rights. Very few of them. So if you put guns in these black youth hands. Hey, what are we trying to do? End the world? Come on now. You don't need to press that button to blow up the place. The guns will kill everybody and blow up the place with these black kids. They don't need any guns.
Mama
They don't need
Acid,
it. And I don't agree with it.
Mama Acid, you want to touch it?
It's a level of warfare going on at this very moment that we are all enveloped in. It is called toxic smoke coming from Canada and where else we don't know. But it has us in our homes without opening the windows or the doors and being afraid of what could be in the drinking water, what's going to happen when it falls on our garden. We don't know what this is, but we know that we're wheezing after being outside for a short period of time. We're short of breath. We're coughing. None of this is normal. This is poisoning the lungs. And if they poison everybody in a certain area, they wipe out a population slowly and surely. Not only does the insurance company and the insurance companies and the medical industry make money off of it, the funeral directors make money, and they get rid of people much more quickly because we've started to ignore and started to pretend like cancer is something that is just normal. It was never normal. It's still not normal. And the amounts of childhood cancer that we're starting to see now, and even cancer in people who live a healthy lifestyle, is totally unrealistic.
Yes.
These
So
people don't want to be the minority, and they
they
start.
don't need to fight in the streets. They already doing that. They doing it from above.
Yeah.
They're doing it every time you take a shower, every time you wash your clothes, every time you touch water,
Water.
every single moment.
With you saying, you said something, you said a whole mouthful that was so deep just now, Acid. Because this smoke, we don't know where it's coming. Well, we know where it's coming from, but we don't know what it contains in it, what was burning, what has burned in the path of it. And it's coming right over us. And when that crap drops, I'm watching these meteorologists keep saying, oh, we're waiting for the rain. And the rain is going to come and it's going to wash it out. And then things going to be a little bit. You're right.
And
It's going to go into the
water.
waters. It's
Just,
going to go into your vegetables that we work so hard to plant.
the rivers and lakes.
It is a serious mouthful that you just said that is so true
But
and so
ladies,
scary.
from what I'm hearing, it's not just up there. It's also in New Jersey.
They said
It's
it's
in
supposed to come
Canada.
to the tip
It's
of
in
Georgia, to the northern parts of Georgia.
South Georgia.
Yeah, that's what they.
Somebody's doing
It's going to go down the whole East Coast and they're going to even get hit with smoke as far as Bermuda and maybe the top of the Bahamas.
That is some
Somebody
serious
sent
stuff.
me a text where they were saying that they saw somebody actually dropping the flame.
It's intentional.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that's some
saying.
serious. That's some serious stuff there.
And it's somebody
Because
that have a lot of
normally,
money.
What are we gonna
yeah,
do?
most of the time you used to hear this going on in California. Now, for the past few years, it's been all over the place. Every summer, this has been going on now.
This
Something is
is only June. This is only June.
of the land as an excuse.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, I want to also remind you about the people that got killed in the train derailment in India because they made a mistake and sent the signal to the wrong track.
Yeah, we definitely sends our prayers out.
There's a lot of
to
stuff
the
going on.
family.
Things that are unexplainable are going on. But if your eyes are open, you will see really what is going on. And they can't fool you. But they're fooling a lot of people out there because a lot of people don't take time out to investigate and to know what is really going on around them. Like this guy said this morning, this white guy, he said his father don't care one way or the other. He's just living. That's what he said to me. He said he's a what, libertarian or something like that. I think that's the word he used, and that he doesn't care about anything much. Anything happen, it happens. So we talked about what happened in Washington, and he said his father didn't really wasn't even interested in that, and that was something that was affecting the country. So people out there, they're not really caring, and because they're not caring, they're not doing anything about what is going on in this country, not just this country, but in this world.
People are fed up.
People fed up, but come on now, you can't give up.
Not a matter of
Not
giving
because
up.
you're fed up, you give up.
People
Well,
who
hopefully,
believe and believe and believe, and they're praying and they're begging and they're asking and they're going through hell. The government needs to be. Uh,
Donna says,
That's
Donna says the
yeah, it's
same
sad.
people, Donna says the same people who did the big C is causing the smoke. She also
Okay.
forces Mahores to escape contractual agreement.
Okay, so let me ask that question about the UFO video that is circulating, as well as the information that was released on the 15th of March with the trove of 50 different UFO sightings and videos that have now been confirmed over North America by the Department of Defense and the Air Force.
I think I need to go make another drink.
I told you there's so much things going on
She
in this
is
world,
she is
and they're
gone
worrying
into.
about little simple
Don't get
thing
Donna
as
started tonight.
paper, as
I'm
plastic.
sipping tonight, so don't get Donna started tonight. Don't get Donna started with UFOs,
Listen,
please. So
we're in a crisis. We're in a crisis. The whole world is in a crisis, and I don't care what the
oh,
specter was saying, but listen here, the specter. Listen here. I do believe in God. Sorry, and there are things my mother taught me to pick and choose and to know what is right and what is wrong. And there's some things that I see manifesting in this world that are written in the Bible. So I don't know how they did that. If they
so here,
did, but
so here it is. If everything was designing up to God, and it's only one God, everything would be in
Mhm.
order. It wouldn't be no chaos like what's going on in this world. And like I said to the lady this morning, and she brought up that Eve didn't listen to God and eat of the tree of the um, good and evil. Why would God make me and then tempt me or test me, knowing that okay, I don't know any better, I don't have no sense. She just made me.
For His
I'm hungry.
glory, for His
I'm hungry.
glory.
okay.
So
Yeah.
We but
We went back
honestly,
to religion
go
again,
we went back and we're not going backward. Um, I want to. You could touch Donna. You hear me, Donna? Lord have mercy. Mama Acid, the UFO sighting. I was reading on it, and it is really, really. It's something because this is a hot spot. They're saying in Washington. So
They flying.
it's
They're
something
flying over the White House. They flying around in a circle
we're gonna touch.
over the
Not
national monument.
we're gonna need to watch. We're gonna need to touch it next week because we need to finish the other topics. But that is something that we definitely can reason on
It's
because it's
new.
are these things getting bold that they can they're being cited. What's really going on? Is this the
News
people
flash.
crazy?
News flash.
Uh-huh.
Are
News.
we sure this is somebody from another planet? Are we thinking that it would be from a distraction, would be from another planet? But this is still technologies that's being developed by man. They just didn't want us to see it.
Mhm.
Listen here, you guys. My son Kanye, he just showed me a video on the on what is that, on Instagram, and he showed the helicopter up in the sky. This picture is showing the helicopter dropping the fire. You actually
That
see the helicopter up in the sky flying and dropping flame.
That's when they were trying to do the control burn to see if they could start a break line to catch the fire there. If they could burn towards the fire, they could put it out. But that's when they discovered that the break line did nothing other than to accelerate the fire moving in this direction, moving south.
No, no. Common sense. Hey, anyway, these experts, these experts. Hey, let me tell you something. We leave it up to them. They're gonna kill us all.
I spent a bunch of time trying to find out from people who worked at airports, people who work for the weather service, people who study weather. Because, I love weather. I always wanted to be a weathercaster. And I study it as a phenomenon because it amazes me. And I have friends who send me pictures of the sky. And then I have other people who sometimes send me funny weather reports. And I got a weather report that it was a 3.2 earthquake in Santa Clarita, California this afternoon, but there's been no mention of it on the news. So I started looking at the earthquake line moving across the country because a couple years ago we had a whole shift in the plates that moved across the country. And during that period of time, we didn't even pay attention to the fact that it was changing the weather also. So after this crack, the weather started to get hotter. And I started to wonder to myself if all the fracking had really moved the plates that much. But what would happen if all of a sudden the plates just kept moving and there was no way to stop it? So then I started to see natural disasters all over the place that were linked to it. And then the other day, I saw where there had been a bombing of a dam in Ukraine where all this water had come through and washed out this whole town. And they were going through trying to find people, but the water in the town had risen like 8 feet, 10 feet higher than it would have been if the dam was still there. So it made me wonder if some of these phenomenon aren't being enacted so that it changes what's going on the planet.
There's a lot going on. You know, they had a earthquake in Jamaica last month, I think it was.
well,
You heard
Hawaii,
about that one,
the
right?
volcano has erupted in Hawaii as well.
Yep, Kilauea volcano erupted again too.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
happening, man, all over the planet. Stuff like this that normally doesn't all happen at one time. It just seems, why is it all happening at one time? So here's a joke to cleanse the timeline. Last week, um, Erica Badu saw the fight between an artist called Blueface and this girl named Chris Ann that he has a relationship with. Well, the girl is pregnant and he's been saying really ugly things to her and about her. So he went to court and, well, before he went to court, somebody sent Erica Badu a video of how he was mistreating the woman who's pregnant with this child. And Erica Badu said to him, "You are trash, and karma's going to find you before you know it." So he went to court on Monday morning. Well, actually, it was Wednesday morning in LA for a shooting charge. And while he was in court, they arrested him again for robbery of a phone that he took from a woman who was photographing him and Chris Ann Rock. So
Yeah.
people are saying he got badooed.
Yes.
Yeah, he's still in jail.
He did get bad dude. He sure did. Uh, so we're gonna move on to our anyone want to seal up anything else on our topic there with the cards and the we can move on over to mental health.
Okay. Well, no. Before we go to mental health, did you
Mhm.
all hear what's going on? With in well with Jamaica, where they're letting 14 different countries can enter Canada without a visa, while Jamaicans can't. And they're saying is that the reason why is because of the demographic of Jamaican um what I talk about uh, the demographic of Jamaican, what the Jamaicans are doing, the crime of the crime rates in Jamaica. And what they're doing is that they're saying no visa free for Jamaicans because they're not compliant to their need. And then this man here, Robert Morgan, he is he is the information minister in Jamaica, and he's concerned because he's saying that yes, it's okay for any country to decide who they want in their country, but it is illegal for them really to be using certain situation and incident in Jamaica in order to stop folks from coming there without a visa, because it's not everybody in Jamaica that are committing crimes.
Yep, that's right.
I just wanted to throw that in. I just wanted to throw, because that's the discussion going on right now. Jamaicans, they cannot go to Canada without a visa. Even the ones who have been there for years, now they might have to get a visa.
You have to have a visa even to go to the UK, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous.
Hmm. Yeah, because Jamaica is part of the UK, eh? Isn't it still?
So why should you need a visa? Same reason that I would think it would be, since you were part of the Commonwealth, you should be able to go without a visa, but that's not how it works. You have to have a visa and you have to have a declared stay and all kind of other little preclusions. It makes no sense that Jamaica is singled out for this type of ridiculous treatment in 2023.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where is the prime minister? Where is the opposition party? Where are these people who are supposed to be governing Jamaica and looking out for these people? These officials that people took time out to put into office to help the country, not to tear it up, but to help it. What happened to them? Where are they?
Well, it said that Jamaica is top 10 crime list for cash and crime on the crime list. So, because
Top
those,
three in the world for kidnapping too.
so I mean,
Hmm?
so I mean,
But you see, the
what
thing is, it's
country
just
would
it's not
want
everybody. Come on now,
something with
why
that
single us? They're
statistic?
singling people out. It's
It's
just like
it's
you're gonna
sad.
say, oh,
It's
because
real
you're
sad.
you're go on, lady. I'm
No,
sorry,
no, no. Go
I
ahead.
interrupt.
No, I'm just saying it's sad. It's real sad. But
Hmm. Yeah, it's not.
and like you
Oh,
said,
they're
and like
overstepping. I think they're overstepping. That's what I'm thinking. The ease of travel. They're overstepping the ease of traveling.
yeah, yeah.
That's the way I look at it. Yeah. I just wanted to throw that in because I'm quite sure a lot of people didn't know that.
Well, the government of Jamaica needs to step up and get some stuff going out there to control the
Yes,
crime
ma'am.
that is so
Yes,
rampant out there,
yes.
and not just focus on money, 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 but get get down to, bring down the crime.
Let
Bring
me remind you of something very important. Everybody needs to remember the country of Jamaica does not own the airport. It is owned by Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is our main port of entry. And also, the largest port in Kingston is owned by the Chinese.
That means, yeah.
And in Montego Bay, the
Well,
Chinese have their own section of the wharf. So when you want to talk about having free entry and exit of the country. I have heard it said that Mexicans and Chinese do not need a visa to come to Jamaica anymore.
Let me
Yeah,
tell you
yeah.
something. Let
I
me tell
heard
you
that the
something.
other day. Yeah.
I'm way up in the hills, right? When I was down there. And these Mexican, white people be up, I see one and two white people, but these Mexicans, they were there, and I was like, what the heck they know about up here? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, they they're really everywhere, and I have nothing against any Mexican or anything like that, because my grandbabies have Mexican, and I'm just saying they are taking over Jamaica. They're
They
coming,
are.
them and the Chinese, and they're just taking over. They're really taking over. I mean, they're in there.
Also, I got to throw one more in there that nobody's paying attention to.
Yeah.
The Israelis, the white Israelis have become the top private security in Jamaica right now. They charge them more than $1,000 a day. And from my understanding, there are some politicians who are paying it when they go to certain areas.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
They
those
have
are things
they
that
have
makes you
certain
go,
groups. They have certain groups that you pay for protection. And I mean, they're saying this is what he's saying. He's saying that this is what Holiness is saying. He's saying that Holiness said, crime in Jamaica is a concern. The regional security, despite the redirection in the country, mm, three parishes in the state is in the state of emergency. No, there's no quick fix. That's what he's saying. I'm telling you what he's saying. partnership, partnership in transnational organized crime need to take place. Okay. We know international crime, but you're bringing all of that stuff into the country. So how come you're going to have partnership with other people to deal with the transnational organized crime? And you're creating part of that alleged. Okay, lady, I'm using the word alleged,
thank
and
you.
you're allegedly creating a lot of these things and letting these people into the country so they can commit these crimes.
Well, well, we'll see
Because the
what
immigration is
happens.
messed up right now. We don't have a solid immigration system
All that's
because it's
going
all
on is just another
corrupted.
way of
It's all
spreading the
corrupted.
corona.
Go ahead, the
Yeah.
respecter.
It's just another way of spreading the corona. Keep getting people
The
Mm.
big
out of this
C,
world in
the big.
different ways.
Okay.
Everything's being done by those money making people, the billionaires.
Okay.
They're all behind it. They control science, pharmaceutical. They're the one behind it. And they're using little people who dying for money to carry out their jobs.
Mm.
It's intentionally being done. And Jamaicans are smarter than they believe. It's just a matter of time before Tivoli Garden and all them areas start realize, no, we need to stop to each other. Let's rally out here so and take where we really need to go. Then I message Jamaican, I realize something Queen Africa said is truth.
Yeah.
We have to put on our foot and pretend. That's
You
how
see,
you know.
this sector they're not dealing with what they should deal with. There's 14 gang case right now. 14 gang case they have going on in Jamaica, right? And I mean, they're saying they don't have the finances to fight these cases.
Bull crap.
Where's the money? Where's the
Bull
just
crap.
like I'm just like
Okay. We're gonna close that. We're gonna close it. What's the call? Yeah, we're gonna
you,
close. that part of
Before
it.
you close, lady,
Go ahead.
Juliet and Andrew, it says here from Rag to Riches. Y'all go and watch it on YouTube. It says Juliet and Andrew from Rag to Riches. It's on YouTube. Watch it.
Okay.
So there's still other people.
Okay. You will see some of what's going on, really. Juliet and Andrew from Rag to Riches on YouTube.
Okay. All righty. So it
This
was
was
telling us what
really
it was
this was
telling
an
us about
interesting
Egypt.
topic discussion today.
Okay, Mama asked that you could try now. She got. I'm hoping that she's hearing me. I tried to hit her up. Alrighty, so we're gonna move on. It's 9:33 on the Powerhouse Radio. We just want to thank each and every one for joining us each and every week for Reasoning Thursdays. And we have covered in our topic. We've covered so far the culture, the changes in the culture of politics, changing from cash into plastics. We also reasoned on a white lady whom did a video on religion and black folks living in the past and not focusing on the future. We also covered do you think that if more black buy guns they will have gun control? And we gave the answers on that. And Jamaica on top 10 crime list for cash and crime. And is Jamaica the pass through for drugs? Well, we've got one more topic that we're going to be touching, and it is mental health. And I know Mama Acid definitely is trying to get in on this. I don't know what happened. Is trying to get in on this one right here. But mental health, you know, I'm gonna let you all, you Queen and Respecta,
Mhm.
go in and say your piece. Try to get Mama Acid back up, and then I'm a ask a question. Okay, so
Okay.
you
Mhm.
all go ahead. What's your take? Let's go with Queen. What's your take on the entire mental health thing and the
Mental
incidents that are
health is
happening?
prevalent. Mental health is all over. Mental health come in different forms. Mental health is in people that you trust um, to to administer to you every day. Not just in the government, but in also in the private sector. Mental health is killing our children. Mental health is changing the whole world on a whole, and it is not being discussed properly, or if it is being discussed, nothing is being done about it, so there are no changes. The programs that they have geared towards mental health, some of them are not working, and some of them is because people do not have access to it, not just access to it physically, but also access to it financially. Um, you know, there is so much going on out there in terms of mental health that I even think at one point, I think half of the parliament in Jamaica, they have mental health issues, including our
How could
prime
you say
minister.
half? How could you say half? Why don't you
Let's
just be honest?
There was a statement that was made. Juliet says, "Hello, it's a shame to hear how Jamaica as a country has no control over their land. Everyone can
Mm.
do what they want there except those who are born Jamaicans. The leaders need to priority in order. Get their priorities in order." All righty. That's what there was a comment that was
Mhm.
made. So Mama asked, we was on mental health, and Queen was giving her take on mental health. The Respecter, what's your take on mental health?
Well, sometimes I realize if I'm not careful, I could slip into it because, to be honest with you, a lot of people on the level of or the borderline of stress and anxiety and things ain't going their way, and majority of poor people who don't see nothing to eat for that day. Torment, frustration, all those things lead into, the worst of mental health. So rob, kill, lose your mind quickly, snap. It's just so many dimensions of it that if you're not careful, if you don't know how to walk away from certain situation and just go in a different direction, make a phone call, beg if you have to, walk away from a relationship if you have to. It's a lot. Our children behavior can drive you insane to that point. It's a lot. And it's just sad those who have it and don't know they have it and committing crime and suicide and so on and so forth.
Mama Asid.
Well, okay. Let me get down
before you get down. Donna says they're including mental disabilities in people. Go ahead, Asid.
Why is it that when you buy health insurance, it does not include mental health insurance coverage, full mental health insurance coverage, or dental coverage? Those are the two most important things for you to have. And you should have them for your whole life. So why do they not include those two things?
Okay.
They say mental health is only recognized after you do something stupid or wrong.
I'm like this. I feel like this, that the word mental health is being used too loosely. Everything that a lot of persons decide to do and to make up their mind and to do, we're automatically labeling this as being mental health. Me working in the mental health field, I just feel that it is a term that is being used too loosely, that people are using, a lot of persons, I'm not saying all, that a lot of persons are using to get away with horrendous crimes that they are doing. It had nothing to do with your mental health when you got up and you decided to drive a car into a bunch of people. That's hatred, that's wickedness, and that's a competent person know what they did to get up and go sit behind the car wheel. They're not crazy. They made a decision, they made a choice to do something. There wasn't this little voice in their head saying, "Oh, hurt yourself." Some of them do it hatred. Some of them do it out of hatred for people, for Black folks, and I'm sick of them calling it mental health, for them to get some type of reduced sentence for some of these crimes that are being done.
That's true.
It wasn't mental health when this girl, when your wife decided, to leave you, and you decided that you don't want her to leave and you kill her. That's not mental health. You made up in your mind she gonna be with you or she gonna be with nobody. You ain't had no mental health.
The mind is not right, lady. So it is considered mental health. For you to do something like that, your mind is not right.
Whose mind is right? What, Queen, what is normal? What is normal?
I didn't say normal.
His mind is not right. But what defines your mind being right? You doing what you doing what society wants you to do makes it right. A lot of these people are doing things that they intentionally want to do, and they are using mental health as their backbone to get away with stuff.
Because what they do,
it's a problem.
What they do, they get high, or they drugged up.
That's not mental health, getting high and killing people. That's not mental health.
Right. When you're getting drunk and do stupidness, or you smoke and get high and do stupidness, that's not mental health.
No. And everything is this
you have the
this lady next door from this black lady and complaining all the time about the kids. That's sheer hatred. That's nothing about mental health in that. That's
So you don't think
hatred.
that mental? So you don't think that illness, that
No,
racism is a mental illness
is
in
mental health.
America?
no, no. It's
Racism
not a
is a
mental
mental
illness.
illness in America, and it's a societal evil that we have
It's
all
a
tolerated for
societal.
far too long,
I
and
agree.
it has resulted in PTSD,
I agree.
complex PTSD for most people,
I
because
agree.
babies should not have high blood pressure.
I agree. That is a societal evil. Okay. These people made up their minds. They were taught by their parents, the environment, the area that they live in, to hate another person based off of their skin color. Those are taught behaviors, and they, as an adult, choose to execute.
Stop right there.
Why
Stop
should
right
I
there.
stop?
When you say that, do you include our hateful Latinx people and our hateful Indian people? And I'm asking that as somebody who has a little bit of that Kool-Aid in them and who can't stand it. Do you all want to know the most hateful thing someone could say to you? Let me tell you what the most hateful thing was that someone said to me, so you can experience real pain for yourself that I carry around inside of me every day because of
Like I
systemic
said,
racism.
most, I didn't say everyone. Once again, I said you have a lot of people whom are using the word mental health to get away with things that they intentionally wanted to do.
Including that
So
woman that
I'm
sat
not
to the
talking
door.
about Indians and all of these other stuff. I'm not talking about going all of this stuff. I'm saying you have individuals in this world that do wicked things. And as soon as they come up, as soon as they're being charged or whatever for it, they talk about their mental health. Go seek a psychiatrist. Go ask for help. Go ask for help if you feel that you have a situation that you cannot control. Sit and talk with somebody.
My statement was about why they don't include mental health coverage on your insurance policy. You only get basic coverage. And it doesn't really
unless
help
you
you
have
very
now
much if you got an illness.
Humana is now offering that.
Listen.
And I found that out today.
This
Humana is now offering.
This lady came out of her
insurance
house.
Mental health.
This lady came out of her house and knew what she was doing, killing that black woman. Okay?
50 plus years
She
old.
came out and she knew what she was doing. Okay? And the first thing they cry is the stand your ground law. Then the next thing they're going to talk about, oh, she just mentally frustrated me. My mind wasn't together. I was nervous. I was bull crap.
Voodoo, doodoo.
You've been wanting to kill this woman, and you got the opportunity to.
Wanting to kill somebody, don't you think that's mental illness?
No, that's just that's wickedness. That's wickedness. Yeah. That don't have no, I'm tired of everyone putting every single thing, every single thing that is evil, every single thing that is wrong and evil. Everyone wants to throw it in this basket of mental health. You have wicked people in this world, just wicked. And it has nothing to do with mental health. Not because I think of it and act on it mean I'm mental. I meant to do that. Not because I speak on it, I'm mental. I meant to say that. And we need to stop bunching everyone into this into this mental health. We have comments. Juliet says, I agree, lady. Mental health is due to severe trauma. Many people use it as a reason to get a lower sentence or to go to a facility rather than jail. Donna says she's trying to call in. I'm not sure what's going on, Donna. Oh, the lines haven't been opened. We want to open it in about 5 minutes. Donna says they are just plain evil. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Juliet. They are just plain evil people who are doing these wicked things and trying to immediately fall under this title of a mental situation. I work with these people every day.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
So,
Please answer this. What about the white man who shot at the white people in the car who turned around in his driveway and killed one of them just because they turned around in his driveway?
Because he's evil. He's a wicked man. And because that property is his, that house is his, that driveway is his, I don't want nobody turning on my stuff. They trespassing. Then we have all of these laws that back up these evil people. We have all of these laws to stand your ground, don't trespass. We have all of these laws that gives them justification for carrying out their evil deeds. It has nothing to do with them being mental. They're just wicked, selfish people.
So, Lady D, in other words, also our children who are killing off each other, they're just wicked, right?
Yes. They're wicked. They're wicked.
Okay, what about the 6-year-old?
They're killing off our
one-year-old brother
and hear this. Hear this. They're fighting for something that is not theirs. They're following trends and group of friends and trying to be down, but you have other children out there that we need to applaud that resist bullcrap. These kids want to be hip and down and wear the expensive shoes. Peer pressure. That's not mental. Peer pressure is not mental. These kids.
It can lead to mental.
It can lead. It.
Okay, but what about the 6-year-old here in Detroit who shot his 1-year-old brother who was in his little bouncer? What about that?
It's the environment that he's in that taught him to do what he's doing.
But that's influencer. Something influencing
So
him.
is something influencing makes it mental?
It's not normal.
Why does that make it mental?
When it's not normalcy, I look at it as being mental. When it's not normalcy.
It's not normal. It's not normal
what we perceive to be normal.
Yeah. And that is you know what they sometimes say, you're a product of your environment. And there's only some persons that come out unscarred. You have a lot of them in these environments that's all they're seeing, that's all they're hearing, that's all they know. My kids, my children, if they say one bad word, you hear them say, "Oh, Ma, I'm sorry," or excuse what I'm getting ready to say, Ma. Because of the environment that they grew up in, the mother that they had. The aunts, the uncles that they know they have to talk, carry themselves, and say. So the product of your environment, and some persons come out unscarred, but you have the majority that they don't look at themselves going anywhere.
Come about when they come out scarred. When they come out scarred, because some of them are scarred. Some of them are scarred. We talked about this 2 weeks ago. I think we did, where I even brought up my son and his perception because his father wasn't around. Some of these are scarred. Some of these children are scarred.
They're hurt
because of their environment, because it's a product of their environment.
And a lot of them are hurt. And a lot of them just wants to be loved. That still doesn't make you being hurt mental. You being hurt is not necessarily mental.
And all you're hearing is, I hate you. I hate you. You know, good. You get my face. You what this?
There's a lot out there. That's all I can say. There's a lot out there.
Yeah, it's
in
a
terms
lot.
of mental
let's open the line for the next 8 minutes. Anyone else wanted to? Mama Acid, you want to drop something in there? The Respecter, you wanted to drop something in there in regards to that topic?
No,
The
no.
person who was at the funeral, and also, why do people keep old things that are hurtful bottled up for so long? The funeral director at a funeral in Prince George's County ended up shooting one of the people who came to the funeral, and it was because they had an old business debt from some years ago. And this funeral director saw this man there whose daughter or niece, I think she was actually, not his daughter, his
But he
niece,
was a pallbearer, yeah.
she had been killed in a drive-by shooting, and they were burying her. And the funeral director saw this man and just couldn't hold on to his emotions while he was at work and shot the man at the funeral. Now, why would you do this?
Words were the words were exchanged. They were exchanging
Mental
words.
illness?
They exchanged words, and whatever that guy said hurt him to the core, and he got mad as heck, and we went and got a gun and shot him. That's not mental illness.
What
That's
is
that's
that?
that's anger. That's
Is anger not
yeah.
a type of
The,
mental illness?
no, everything we
Yeah.
putting in this basket of mental illness. No, I get angry. I get angry where I stomp my foot. I get mad. I slam doors. I'm not mental. I'm just mad. I'm just angry at the
You guys should
situation.
turn to
And I know
go
how
to
to
the
calm
center
myself
now.
down. This person may have
So
went
it's
to
an
10.
emotion. Emotions are valid.
Okay. I would not call it mental.
But it's
He
an
That's
needs
what
to
you
emotion,
guys
he
right?
think.
needs to go to jail, and he needs to get the full book thrown at him, and don't come with no temporary mental insanity. No. You meant to do that? The time you took to walk and go get a gun or go wherever you went and got a gun to come back and shoot, you well knew what you wanted to do.
Okay,
It's
one
better you
more.
tell
I
me
gotta
you
ask
Well,
you
snapped
this.
and
now they
did.
One
walking
more.
Better
with
you tell me you
now
snapped
they
and did
walking with the
something.
gun on them.
Yeah, better you tell me you snapped and did something right than did and have to go and get something to come back and hurt
Well,
someone because you had enough time to calm down and get your senses together. You were angry and you wanted to get rid of that person, and that's it. So I don't want to hear nobody. I don't want to hear no
What you say about
attorney.
Trump? Trump just wicked.
The lines are open. The lines are open. 706
okay, so the last
955.
one I want
Hold
to
on.
ask about is the people at the two
Acid, we want to open the
graduations
lines. We want to
where
open the lines. Go ahead. But we
they
want to
had
open the lines.
shootings at both of them. The people came out and they were walking out into a barrage of bullets at your graduation. Like, is this some sort of a new thing now where you shoot up the graduation?
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. Like I said,
So
there's a
so
lot
wait.
of
So
stuff
what
going
you
on.
what you what you want me to tell you? You want me to tell you that that's mental? You want me to do? Is that what? Because I don't know. You keep throwing them out, and I keep telling you what I think it is. So it's just my thought. It's not engraved in stone that everyone ought to believe like how I feel and what I'm saying. I'm just saying those things
But what
for
I'm
me
asking is,
is not
do you
mental.
think this is a type of societal mental illness that has been adopted because of the availability of guns?
It's not.
Everybody can
I
get a
so it
gun.
is not mental. It's the availability of guns to angry people who all they want to do is hurt.
They're sick. Just like
But then if they need
holiness.
help, shouldn't they get some help then? Because to me, it sounds like if they're angry for this long, they don't have coping skills, which means that they probably need to learn some. And that's why
Yeah.
having access to mental health care would allow
It's
them to be able to have a
important.
therapist
It's
to find
important.
out what the problem is
You
and
know what?
get some help with
You
it.
know what,
They
Yeah.
shouldn't have
Acid?
to carry this around for their whole life to finally blow up and explode in front of someone's graduation
You know what, Acid?
or even at a
You have
funeral. This
you
man was mad for a long time.
you got it. You
and
got it.
the woman.
You got
She was mad
Acid.
because these kids played in the field, which was a common play area for all the kids in the area. But she was
You
racist,
got
and
it.
she was only angry because the kids were black. She wasn't angry with the white kids. The white woman said that. The white woman who lived across the street said exactly that.
What she said?
So, with the clarity on it, is racism really a sickness, and is it a mental illness in America? And
No, hell no,
has
no, no,
America got
no,
its own variation from the rest of the
no.
world? Because I don't
It's just
think that
crazy,
racism started in
Seven zero
America.
six 955 2001 is the number.
crazy
Donna
people.
says she's calling. Okay, I'm gonna figure out what's going on, Mama D. I'll figure out what's going on and see why you're not getting through. But yeah, no. I'm not saying a word more on you and on you and your topic, Baba Acid.
But that is
I'm
mental
not saying
illness.
that. I'm not saying a word
I
Racism in
more.
think so
America is
too.
a mental
From my
illness.
understanding, and when I took psychology when I was in school, that from my understanding, because that was my what you call it first my major first. Um, and my understanding, there are different things that classified as mental illness. There are different situations, different what you call it, that is classified as mental illness.
Ju-
And it's not just somebody going crazy and acting. There's several situations that can occur for a person to be considered mentally ill.
Okay, so what about these
Juliet
people who just
says
pop off and buy these guns and go and shoot up schools like that boy down in Tennessee?
Juliet says if you're angry for that long, you should have gotten help or find someone to talk it out with. That's my
That's why
sentiments.
we need mental health
We
care as
need
part of our
mental
health
health
care
care. Some
policy.
people remember what I said when we started. Some people cannot afford. It can be financially why they're not getting help. It can be because of the environment that they're in. Maybe the people that they're around, they don't want them to. They'll look at them badly if they go get help. I mean, there's several people
Isn't
are
it?
walking around sick and not being helped
Is it?
because of certain situations. They might not have the finances to do it. They might not know of the outreach program because they do have a program at Winway that helps that is catered to mental illness, and it's a government program that is that is run by the government. And I know a couple of people that used to go there, but there are resources out there that people are not aware of. And what happened, maybe the next show, we can maybe write down some of these resources and give it to people out there. But people need help. There are people out there that are really mentally unstable.
But a lot of people don't believe that they're mentally unstable. A lot of people think that they're fine, and they go through life and they snap at you just because you're looking at them or you bounce them, walk too close to them. They don't think that they're mentally sick. They're just being
Hey,
crazy, ignorant.
Blueface, he was going to go spar with with
Son, I
the
don't know
money
what's going
team
on.
in Vegas, and that is what he and this girl that he was with, some people ran up with their phones and tried to take some pictures, and he didn't want anybody to take his picture with her or to take her picture, I guess, because she's pregnant. And I get that, I really do. But should he have continued to act violently to everybody around him for so long without getting some sort of help? His mother seems to endorse his bad
That's
behavior
ignorant.
and support it because she responded to Erica Badu and said, "What's different about him now?" Now, if you're the mother and you respond like that, maybe we understand that the apple didn't fall far from the tree, as they say. It puts me at a loss for words because I don't understand how someone could live with themselves knowing that a person was so in need of help and deny it unless they were denying their need for help. That's the tree and the apple right there. So I'm sorry, but I hope all the people out here who need help can get help, because there are different places to get help. Exactly as Queen said, in your community, there are people you can talk to, even if you just spend a couple minutes with the mail lady. Sometimes it helps to have somebody to just exchange a nice word with. Go
I do with
outside
my Lyft
sometimes.
driver.
Well,
Sorry, I do with my Lyft driver. It is. It's real. Let me tell you, when you talk, sometimes you're talking, and I think it's best to talk to somebody you don't know, because you tend to release more than you think you're feeling, and
yeah.
so it is important for us to even sometimes just to talk to somebody. Have a friend that you can really, really trust and confide in and talk to. And like Acid said and I said, there are programs out there. And you don't have to feel that you're crazy to go to these programs, or you don't have to worry about how I want to look at you because you're going to get help. It's okay to do that, you know. And I encourage people to go ahead and get help, because after what I've experienced in a couple of weeks now, I would, if I felt that I needed to, I would go, really and truly, because I find that it's a release. It relieves some of the pent up stress that you have inside of you that you might not even be aware of. So we need to encourage going out and getting help, finding out in your neighborhood what programs they have there for mental health.
Let me know. Let me know when you're going. I'll go with you.
All
You
right.
go with me? All right.
Well, we're gonna wrap it. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna get ready. We're gonna wrap it on up. Because it's 10:02 on the Powerhouse um clock streaming live. Want to say I apologize to the listeners, to our listeners. I'm not sure why the phone line was giving a little issue. I don't know if it's because we have the lines tied up with these three. So so next week,
Well,
hopefully,
it's hot.
next
The phone line is mental.
so I see Donna keeps
Wait a
saying
minute. You
that
better
she's
watch yourself. Are you sure about that?
yeah. Donna texted and she said so. But we just want to thank each and everyone for joining us once again. Another Thursday. We know you could have been listening to someone else, and you've decided to sit back and reason with us tonight. We'll definitely have the lines open for next week. And let me know your thoughts if you think there should be 2 nights of reasoning, because we be doing too much on one night. All righty. Give us some
How can
feedback
you
at
say that?
dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com. That's dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com. Just touch us and let us know, if you have a topic that you want, that you would like to hear us discuss, reason on, then definitely send it over to dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com. That's dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com. And we're on all the social outlets. So definitely look us up and like our page, and go to the YouTube channel and like. And as a matter of fact, for the listeners who are listening now on Facebook or on YouTube, just press that like button for us. Like up the video. Like up the video for me. All righty. It's
Yeah.
necessary that we get those videos, get some likes on them. So if you're on any of the social media right now, just press up the like button for me there. Press it up for us.
And
All righty.
share.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
we just wanna
Share.
we just
Hmm.
wanna thank each one again. Mama Acid, you wanna say good River Dolce to your listeners?
Yes, I do. I want to say to everybody that's in the smoke zone, and excuse me, all the people who are surviving through this, please remember that this happened, and please remember how you felt so that this never happens again, because we cannot let the earth continue to be abused like this for the love of money. It is no reason on this earth that we should have a trillionaire. I don't understand it. I never was able to conceive of this, and now to think that Jeff Bezos is a trillionaire, I can't even say it. So, world, we love you. We hope you'll come back and join us again next Thursday. And just like they said, when you see us Reasoning Thursday, make sure you hit a subscribe and share us with a friend. We like you too.
All right. Before I hit you up, Queen, and the respecter, Donna says, what would you classify people who had a funeral service for a live person as?
Church, church, church.
Donna,
Did they know the person? Did they know the person was alive?
You know, there's a lot of question goes with that. There's a lot of things, you know, other questions. And yes, you can't answer a question with a question. You know what I mean? There's a lot that goes with that. Did they know? You know, was it staged? You know, I mean, yeah. And then I can tell you if it's mad sick and no good, or if it's just bad sick and no good. So, Queenie, go ahead. Go ahead, Queenie.
God.
Oh, Donna
Look,
says, of course
like
they did the arrangements.
like I said earlier, I am just so happy to be here another Thursday. I look forward to being with you guys on Thursdays because I think we can share so much. And, you know, because I learned also, you know, don't think it's just you guys. Because some things Asid say or Lady D might say or the respecter will say, I kind of say, okay, I didn't know that. It's good to know. So keep on tuning in because you will learn something from our discussions. And we ask that you participate as much as you can because we need that feedback. We don't just want to be talking all the time. We need your feedback also. I appreciate you guys for being and tolerating us each week. You have a blessed one. I don't know if I'll be able to talk next week because I'm having some extractions done. I appreciate you all. Have a blessed one.
Yeah. The respecter, the big man boat, yeah.
Yes, yes. Respect and honor to you people for listening to us. It's a privilege. We thank you. And we hope that lives get better every day, every day. You can bless somebody, help somebody, and lead somebody. Some words of encouragement can help. And don't ever look down on anyone. No one. All right?
Like
you can be blessed. Be blessed. Love you, ladies.
Man, definitely
you
love
too.
you. Listen, you know what? Love, I think, conquers everything. And love is a
Hey.
good thing. So what better way to leave out than with some Don Minutes on our minds with love is the answer.
Yay!
Woo, woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Hey, hey. All around the world, people searching for love. I still can't find no peace of mind. Cause there ain't no love. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. Give someone an helping hand. Try and do the very best you can. Cause we can't go on living like this. Without love, I say we can't exist. Love is the answer. Hey. Love is the answer. Throw away the bombs, throw away the guns. Killing people ain't no fun. To all politicians, stop the war in the motherland. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. All around the world, people searching for love. They still can't find no peace of mind, 'cause there ain't no love.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Love is the answer. Hey. Love is the answer. Gotta make a way, make a day for love. Gotta make a way, make a day for love. Gotta make a way, make a day for love. Gotta make a way, make a day for love. Hey. Love is the answer.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Victorious! Oh, we will wait.